Hey guys, back with another video. We're getting close to the end of our second journal for the year. We're going to do 4 journals in a year, 90 days at a time is how we're living. And so those of you that have been following me and doing the program, you know, a lot of things change, right? In the beginning, you're just trying to figure out what's real, what's not real. Is this truth? Is that not truth? Why do I feel the way I feel? Why am I in the spot that I'm in right now that obviously you don't want to be in? And then as you start going on this journey, you start understanding that your desires change, right? In the beginning, it was probably money, and now you're at the point where you're more fixated on helping others or helping someone in your family, or right. And so you're something that I neglected for a long time, because in the beginning of my journey, I wanted to feel everything, and I really was obsessed with changing my personality and changing the way that I brought myself every day around people, my whole existence, right? The way I talk, the way I walk, the way I act. Because I started to kind of understand early on in the beginning, you have to be someone else to get somewhere else. And so instead of spending a lot of time on trying to figure out who, why, when, and where, I was more fixated on, well, I really like the way that this guy presents himself and the results he's getting. I want to be like that, right? So I found a mentor and started doing the things that he was teaching me to do, and things started changing in my life, right? And so I created the journal because it was the easiest way I could find for a simple exercise that hit all the 5 areas in life that I believe we all need to be working on. And one of the things in the beginning that I wished I would have done, now looking back, that I recommend to people all the time, is act as if nothing bothers you, right? When I study people that I look up to, it's very apparent they all have this trait. Things bother them, but they don't show it. They don't give it any energy. They know, if I don't give this thing any energy and I keep trekking on, knowing that what I desire is coming, this thing will fade away. And if they can do this with huge, ginormous problems, when they have 100,000 employees and it's looking like the doors are going to be shut down in a month, and they're just like they have blinders on. And in the beginning, when I was noticing this, it felt like you're faking it. You're not showing what's really going on. But then I started to learn about energy and how important it is not to give negative energy any attention. And so as we're coming into the tail end of this second journal, I really want to start emphasizing more on learning the art of not letting, or at least pretending, nothing bothers you, right? And you will change big time when you start applying this technique. I promise you, right? You just, even though you might be screaming internally in the beginning when you're figuring out how to do this, but you become so aware, and your faith is so strong through experience of doing this, that you know that no matter what is going on, I don't accept that. That's not what I'm going for here. So that's not possible for me. And you could have logic staring you square in the eye. And this is why I don't like logic. I get asked all the time to help people, and I start helping them. And they all want to give me these logical answers on why something isn't going to work for them. And that, to me, is one of the biggest problems. It holds everyone back. We're letting the physical dictate what's possible and not possible for us, instead of working on our faith by acting like nothing bothers us, and the studying that we're doing, and start paying attention and writing down every time something's staring you square in the face and it looks like, man, there's just no way around this thing. And you stay true, and you just, I don't accept that, I don't accept that, I don't accept that. And you keep doing your journal entries, and you keep reading, and you work yourself right around that thing in the most miraculous way. It disappears, moves aside, and it just compounds and compounds and compounds lots of times. You just have unwavering faith then you can do anything, right? Then the next step to that is, but I have to change the way I'm thinking continuously and change my personality to get to the next reality, right? So I really just want you guys to look long and hard at, are you still trying to think logically and work everything out in your mind, how this could work out, right? Because there's going to come times when when your goal's big enough, you can't think like that, right? You'll have 1,000 reasons why this just won't work. And if you're thinking that way and feeling that way, then it's just not going to work, right? The whole point of all of this is we're not creating through the physical anymore, right? We're in the spirit realm. We're creating through willpower, desire, and faith. And so our little antennas up here are screaming, saying, look, look, look. And you just ignore them. And you do not give them any energy. You just keep going. And I know that you guys, if you've really been doing what I've asked and you're writing everything down, you can flip back through the journal or flip back through notes that you take or whatever you're writing on. And you can start connecting dots, right? Everyone's always trying to look forwards. I'm always looking backwards, not at negative things. I'm always going back and connecting dots, which gives me the ability to see everything I'm doing. This is the truth. This is reality. This works. This is happening, right? If I'm constantly fixated on the future and obstacles that I think are going to be coming because my five senses are telling me they're going to come, and everyone around me saying, who do you think you are? You don't know enough. You're not smart enough. You don't have enough money. You don't this, you don't that. Like, yeah, all of that could be very true. But if I spend an hour a day, eventually I'm in the top 5%. And I'm working my way straight to the 1% because it's the compounding effect. Your time just starts to compound. If you live 40 hours a week, you're just staying alive, right? Most people, you're never going to really get ahead, right? Most CEOs work 59 and a half hours a week. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm saying if you'll work 47 hours a week, in 7 of those hours, are you working on your desire and where you're going and where you're heading and the things that you're thinking, right? Everything goes back to thought. And so I just don't want you guys to start forgetting the fundamentals. Like these habits I'm wanting you to do, you're going to be doing them every day for the rest of your life, as far as I'm concerned. You're always going to be journaling. You're always going to be reading. You're always going to wake up before everyone else and get your hour in. Or whenever you do it, whatever works for you, right? That's how you can't, and I see this all the time. I mean, Toys R Us, there's so many businesses that do this. They get going, they get successful, and then they slack off. And what happens? Everything's constantly evolving, right? The internet came, and then online shopping came. And the companies that didn't get on board with that, right, wrong, or indifferent, whether online shopping is a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not here to dispute that. I'm here to say that as humanity grows in size, every year there's another X amount of people being born. They're all going to be customers to something, right? And so if you don't keep up with the times and what are the businesses around you doing and thinking a little bit in the future of where things are headed and staying with your craft, you're just eventually you decline off. So I just don't want you guys to feel like, well, I just have to do this for a year and then I'm going to be set. No, that's not what I'm trying to portray here. And if you took it as I meant that, I'm sorry. That's not what I've tried to say at all, right? You're starting with 47 hours a week. 40 of it can be at your job, 7 on yourself. And as quickly as you can, you're trying to get to 55, 60, 65 hours, right? With majority of those hours on yourself and what your desire is, right? And there's no competition. Nobody's willing to do that. Hardly anyone in our population is willing to put that much effort in, right? So that's why to me it's really important not to just pick something that sounds cool. Like you really want to pick something that is drawing you. You can't stop thinking about it. You're obsessed with it, right? Because you're going to want to get up and do it. You're going to want to do it on a Saturday night. It's going to keep you going. Like, this is your lifelong desire. And you're going to get all these little things on the way to your big thing. So coming into the ending of the second journal, I really want you guys to really pay attention if you're still using logic and you're trying to figure out constantly how it's possible that this ginormous desire that I'm having you, fantasy, whatever you want to call it, goal, is possible. You should be past that, right? That's not your job. Your job is to give it energy, to think about it, to ponder on it, and to start believing and knowing that it's possible for you. And every day you're getting a little bit better and you're getting closer and closer, right? So that's really what I want you guys to really start thinking about. No more logical thinking. And if people around you are talking all the time logical, just say that's very interesting. Thank you. Right? And this is why sometimes you start feeling like a recluse, because you don't want to be around a bunch of people that don't believe in you and what you're doing. Right? That's one of the main reasons I started this channel. It's because I want to build a community. Maybe I'll start a Discord. Maybe I'll get the Discord going. Maybe you guys will start communicating in that, because you'll be able to communicate with each other and not just me. Maybe I'm going to do that this week then and see if that kind of changes, because no one's really asking questions. Because I don't know what you guys are going through, right? I could save you a decade of time if I knew exactly what was going on. Instead, I'm trying to start at the beginning of how it was for me in my journey, and kind of giving you just steps and ideas of things that I've done. And so thanks, guys. I appreciate it. You guys keep smiling. Please like and subscribe. If you'd like to know more or a specific something, you can always DM or you can just ask a question and I'll answer it. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.